Welcome to my Master Primes channel. Today we will talk about a case that shook all of Brazil, creating indignation and bitterness throughout the country. I'm talking about the case of Isabella Nardoni. But now let's delve into this story of the terrible implications. March 29, 2008, São Paulo, Brazil, a cry pierces the night. A body lies on the ground, motionless. It is that of a 5-year-old girl, Isabella de Oliveira. Nardoni fall or tick. This is the story of a brutal crime. Lies, a media trial, and 2 culprits who until the last denied the evidence. But it is also the story of a little girl who blindly trusted those who condemned her to the most atrocious end. Isabella was born on April 18, 2002 in São Paulo. The girl's father and mother, Alexandre Alves Nardoni and Ana Carolina Cunha de Oliveira, had met during high school and dated for a few years. The girl, at the time 17, became pregnant by Isabella when her partner was attending university and attempting admission to the Faculty of Law. The relationship ended shortly thereafter. The baby was only 11 months old. So Oliveira having discovered his partner's betrayal, he decided to go live at his parents' house together with the little girl. The father managed to get permission to keep his daughter with him from Friday to Sunday night twice a month. Nardoni later married another woman, Ana Carolina and Jatoba, with whom he had 2 children, Pietro and Kawa. The 2 had met and dated when Oliveira was pregnant with Isabella, and the man had carried on both relationships for a year, before Isabella's mother realized that he was cheating on her and left him. At 11:49 p.m., a desperate man cries out for help. The neighbors look out onto the pavement. In front of the London building is Isabella's body, motionless, still warm but lifeless. A few minutes later, help arrives. Doctors are desperately looking for a sign of life, a pulse, nothing. Isabella died instantly. Alexandre Nardoni, the father, says that someone broke into the apartment and threw his daughter out the window. But something about this story doesn't add up. The night of the Alexandre Nardoni murder. She called emergency services claiming that the intruder had entered the apartment and thrown her daughter out of the window. But from the beginning, the inconsistencies in the couple's story were too many. Investigators found no signs of forced entry or struggle, contradicting the intruder's thesis. The door of the apartment was locked from the inside, and there were no signs of disturbance indicating an intrusion. This suggested that the crime had been committed by someone inside the house. Investigators immediately asked questions. Alexandre claims to have parked the car in the condominium garage with Isabella, who was sleeping in the back seat. He says he left her in bed and then went down to get his wife and other kids. The window was open and Isabella was gone. Ana Carolina Jatoba, the stepmother, confirms her version, but there are too many inconsistencies. First problem, there's no sign of forced entry. Second problem, the neighbors did not see any strangers entering or exiting the building, and it is very strange. Third problem, Isabella's body shows signs of aggression before the fall. And then there's a disturbing detail. The sheet in the children's room has blood stains, so the police begin to suspect. Investigators reconstruct Isabella's last moments. The little girl did not fall. Just before falling, she was attacked. Her blouse has traces of blood. Her face shows signs of suffocation. The scene becomes clearer and clearer. Isabella was beaten, suffocated, and then thrown out the window. But who killed her? Initially, the investigators followed the lead indicated, but slowly minds began to emerge, such as the wounds found on the little girl's body that did not coincide with the story. The investigations revealed that there were traces of blood in the little girl's room and that the mosquito net in the window had been cut. The forensic examination provided crucial insights into Isabella's final moments and the actual sequence of events. Several key pieces of evidence characterized the parents' version: the bruises and wounds before the fall. In fact, the autopsy revealed that Isabella had suffered injuries before she was thrown from the window. There were bruises on her head and body, indicating that she had been physically assaulted before the fatal fall. The presence of grip marks on her arms suggested that she had been held firmly, probably immobilized before being thrown. According to signs of asphyxiation, the medical examiner found signs of partial asphyxiation, probably caused by an attempted suffocation prior to the fall. This suggested an attempt to render her unconscious before disposing of her body. Third blood traces in the apartment. Investigators found traces of Isabella's blood on the bed, in the hallway and near the window. These findings indicated that she had been injured inside the apartment before being dumped. A crucial discovery was the presence of his blood on a net installed over the window, proving she was pushed through it forcefully. Contradictions in statements. Both Alexandre and Anna Carolina Jatoba provided conflicting accounts of that night's events. Their numerous story changes failed to coherently explain Isabella's injuries. Let's examine the psychological profile of those guilty of this brutal death. Alexandre Nardoni is not a violent man in the eyes of those who know him at 29 years old, a job and a family, but inside him hides a dark side. He is very insecure, self-centered, and needs to control everything. When he feels threatened, he reacts with anger. And then there's Anna Carolina Jatoba, the stepmother, a jealous and impulsive woman. You see Isabella as an outsider, an obstacle in her life with Alexandre. She does not accept that her husband has a bond with another woman's daughter. Together they make an explosive mixture. Criminal psychology teaches that many family crimes arise from a toxic dynamic, the combination of a manipulable man and a dominant woman obsessed with control. Isabella was the victim of this tension. The trial lasts months. Brazil follows each phase with bated breath. The defense tries to support the theory of the intruder, but the evidence is overwhelming. Through forensic evidence and expert analysis, the authorities reconstructed the probable sequence of events. Isabella was attacked inside the apartment, suffering head trauma and bruises. She was subsequently strangled or suffocated, remaining unconscious but still alive. To cover up the crime, she was thrown from a sixth-floor window, causing her death to crash into the ground. The evidence overwhelmingly pointed to the father and stepmother as the culprits. It is believed that the motive was frustration and aggression towards Isabella, who had become an obstacle in the dynamics of this family. After a widely followed trial in 2010, both Alexandre Nardoni, Anna Carolina, and Jatoba were found guilty. Alexandre was sentenced to 31 years in prison, while Anna Carolina received a sentence of 26 years. The case became a milestone in Brazilian criminal history, highlighting the importance of forensic science in achieving justice. An exemplary conviction, but no verdict can bring Isabella back. Isabella Nardoni's case serves as a stark reminder of the crucial role forensic science plays in uncovering the truth behind violent crimes. The meticulous work of the investigators, combined with irrefutable forensic evidence. He exposed the false narrative presented by the culprits and secured justice for Isabella. This case remains one of Brazil's most shocking crimes, demonstrating how a combination of forensic expertise and careful investigative work can lead to the resolution of even the most disturbing cases. Isabella Nardoni was only 5 years old. Isabella had her whole life ahead, her death a result of cruelty from her supposed protectors. What do you think? Do you believe justice prevailed? Share your thoughts in the comments. See you next episode.